There is no possibility of my forgiving you. The question is, how on earth can you forgive yourself?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Netflix scandals.
All of this is an important step to help dismantle the machinery that allowed this sort of thing to continue.
For this list, we'll be looking at controversies and criticisms that this streaming giant has faced over the years. Which Netflix scandal shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, the Fox lawsuit. Numerous talents have jumped ship from other media giants to produce content for Netflix, causing plenty of friction in the industry. A year before entering negotiations with Disney about an acquisition, 20th Century Fox filed a lawsuit against Netflix.
The Court of Infernal Affairs is now in session.
Fox accused Netflix of illegally poaching two of their top executives under contract, Marco Waltenberg and Tara Flynn.
You have no right. You are to stop this instant.
Is that clear? Nah.
A month later, Netflix fired back with a countersuit, accusing Fox of creating unlawful barriers. In 2019, Judge Mark Gross ruled in Fox's favor, preventing Netflix from soliciting employees with fixed-term employment agreements. Netflix subsequently appealed, only to lose in December 2021.
But I ask you, what is a contract? Webster's defines it as an agreement under the law which is unbreakable.
Fox isn't the only brand that Netflix has clashed with, as Viacom also sued the streaming service for enlisting Momita Sengupta, who had been under contract.
Contracts are like hearts. They're made to be broken.
Number 9, Bill Cosby, no laughing matter. In August 2014, Netflix announced that they would distribute Bill Cosby 77, a stand-up film commemorating the comedian's 77th birthday. A month before the film was set to release, comedian Hannibal Buress delivered a stand-up routine highlighting the assault allegations against Cosby. As Buress's routine went viral, more women came forward with similar allegations regarding the once renowned comedian. Netflix put the film on hold mere hours after Janice Dickinson recounted her history with Cosby. By July 2015, Netflix's chief content officer, Ted Sarandos, announced that Bill Cosby 77 was no longer coming to Netflix. Cosby would be found guilty 3 years later, spending another 3 years in prison. While Cosby has been released, don't expect to see the film on Netflix anytime soon. Number 8, Oscar eligibility. For the longest time, it was easy to differentiate theatrical movies from TV movies.
I'm gonna be homeless. A homeless cop. It's like a made-for-TV movie that I will not be able to watch because I won't have a television because I'll be homeless.
With the rise of streaming, that line has been blurred. Since Netflix has distributed numerous high-profile films, many have debated whether they should be eligible at the Oscars.
You're no messiah, you're a movie of the week.
To qualify for Academy Award consideration, a film must play in LA for a minimum of 7 consecutive days with 3 daily showings. For the Oscar hopeful Roma, Netflix released the film theatrically for 3 weeks before making it available at home. Despite meeting the requirements, industry leaders like Steven Spielberg argued that streaming releases belong at the Emmys.
Once you commit to a television format, you're a TV movie. You certainly, if it's a good show, deserve an Emmy, but not an Oscar.
Of course, with the COVID-19 pandemic just around the corner, streaming suddenly went from a luxury to a necessity in the cinematic experience. Number 7, Disney removes content. Netflix and Disney, a beautiful partnership that was not built to last.
Excuse me, the story you're about to tell is the copyrighted property of the Walt Disney Corporation.
In late 2012, the Mouse House entered an exclusive streaming deal with Netflix. Classic Disney films were quickly made available on Netflix. Starting in 2016, newer Disney releases would be added too. The two companies also collaborated on original Marvel shows like Daredevil and Jessica Jones. In 2017, though, Disney announced that they would be moving away from Netflix to launch their own streaming service. On November 12, 2019, Disney Plus officially hit the scene and the streaming wars became infinitely more competitive. Disney's presence on Netflix is now virtually non-existent. This extends to the live-action Marvel shows, which moved to Disney Plus in March 2022. So can we finally get Daredevil Season 4?
And don't get us wrong, we're still gonna bill you.
Number 6, Dave Chappelle's closer comments. In 2016, comedian Dave Chappelle entered a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix to distribute 6 of his specials. His final Netflix special, appropriately titled The Closer, proved divisive, with the main criticism concerning Chappelle's jokes regarding the transgender community. In addition to receiving backlash from GLAAD, the National Black Justice Coalition, called for the special to be pulled. Ted Sarandos stood by the special even as a few Netflix employees staged a walkout. B. Pagels Minor, a transgender Netflix employee who helped organize the walkout, would be fired for leaking confidential information about the company. Chappelle's rep announced that he'd be holding off on transgender jokes, quote, until we can all laugh together. However, the rep noted that, quote, Dave stands by his art. Number 5. Cuties controversy. The title sounds innocent enough, but Cuties may be the most controversial film to ever hit the Netflix library.
Premiering
at Sundance in 2020, this award-winning French film centers on an 11-year-old Muslim girl who joins a twerking group. Cuties gained more attention when Netflix picked it up and released a poster that many argued sexualized young girls. While Netflix switched out posters, the company moved forward with distributing Cuties. As Cancel Netflix started trending on Twitter, the film was met with widespread review bombing. The reviews from critics were much more positive, praising the film's commentary on youth and internet culture.
Our girls see that the more a woman is overly sexualized on social media, the more she is successful. And the children just imitate what they see.
However, the subject matter alone was enough to attract criticism from politicians like Ted Cruz, who called for a criminal investigation. Number 4. Netflix animation.
Have no fear! Kid Cosmic is here!
With shows like Kid Cosmic, Maya and the Three, and The Cuphead Show, Netflix seemed like a limitless playground for animation. Amid skyrocketing subscription losses, though, Netflix announced in April 2022 that several highly anticipated animated projects would be axed. This included adaptations of Jeff Smith's Bone and Roald Dahl's The Twits, as well as Lauren Faust's Toil and Trouble. Phil Rinda, who oversaw the original animation at Netflix, was let go along with some of his staff members. Many other creative talents have also departed from Netflix animation to pursue work elsewhere. Moving forward, it appears we're inclined to see fewer ambitious animated shows from Netflix. But don't worry, Netflix is eager to dish out more data-friendly shows like The Boss Baby back in business. Ugh.
Oh, thank God for that.
Number 3. A House of Cards collapses. There are 52 cards in a standard deck, so it probably would have made sense creatively to wrap up House of Cards with 52 episodes and 4 seasons. It also could have saved Netflix from a PR nightmare. In October of 2017, only 5 months after the 5th season released, star Kevin Spacey faced misconduct allegations.
They describe the set of House of Cards as a toxic environment for young men who had to interact with Spacey in any capacity.
Anthony Rapp notably accused Spacey of making unwanted advances towards him when he was young. Spacey was subsequently fired from the show, which moved forward with its 6th and final season. A new president would be filling the Oval Office, however. While House of Cards was once Netflix's flagship drama, many feel it's been forever tainted by the Spacey controversy. Spacey's annual Christmas videos as Frank Underwood have not helped.
I hope that everyone who's dealing with these sorts of situations does feel the courage to come forward.
Number 2. 13 reasons why this needed a disclaimer. Based on an equally controversial book, the first season of this Netflix series centers on teenager Hannah Baker and why she ends her life.
I'm not sure what I'm expecting.
All right. Well, it sounds like there's something that you need that you're not getting.
This wasn't the only serious issue that 13 Reasons Why tackled, but it arguably sparked the most debate. The graphic scene where Hannah commits her final act was especially divisive, with some calling it glamorized. It's hard to say if the show had any real-world implications, although the number of young people taking their lives reportedly increased following its release. Going forward, warning cards became a staple of the show. Actually, most shows that deal with self-harm and mental health now have similar disclaimers. Netflix would also edit Hannah's infamous death scene in 2019, 2 years after the episode came out.
You made the decision as parents, it's too much, but for so many kids, they may not have parents to talk to, they don't talk about it, and the reality is it affects everyone.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are a few dishonorable mentions. Cracking down on password sharing. Those who share with multiple households may be in for a rude awakening.
You're a freshman congressman who still uses his mother's Netflix password. There's no way you're going to get a meeting with Montez.
The Crown equal pay dispute. Claire Foy is a queen, and she deserves to be treated as such.
There is no possibility of my forgiving you. The question is, how on earth can you forgive yourself?
Raising prices. $19.99 per month for 4K tier. Okay, let's dive into the Squid Game piggy bank.
참가자 한 명당 걸려있는 상금 액수 1억. 따라서 255개 상금이 돼지점통에 적립되었습니다.
So long, Netflix friends. They've introduced other social networking features, but it's just not the same.
Here, I see my friends' favorites, and then I can see titles watched by specific friends, Adrian and Jennifer.
Jesus in The First Temptation and The Last Hangover. And you thought the Scorsese and Gibson movies were controversial.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Losing 200,000 subscribers.
Whoa! Netflix has so much money?
Netflix has established itself as a major player in entertainment, forever changing the game. Even giants can stumble, however. In April 2022, it was reported that Netflix had lost 200,000 subscribers in the year's first quarter, its largest drop in nearly 10 years.
But it was even worse than what anyone was expecting.
There are several possible reasons why. Raised prices, the increase of streaming competitors, the loss of licensed shows like The Office and Friends, and the declining quality of some original content. With its stock plummeting, Netflix is expected to only lose more customers.
Well, this is gonna hurt like a mother.
Granted, Netflix currently has over 200 million subscribers. Remember though, it was once hard to imagine a world without Blockbuster. Will Netflix bounce back, or will we be watching a documentary about the last Netflix subscriber one day?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.